Time called me in the late fall of 2005, and every year they do their, used to be the Man of the Year, now it's Person of the Year, Organism of the Year, Biped of the Year, whatever, Person of the Year. And it wasn't so much about a particular person, it was the notion of philanthropy. And so what they were doing is they wanted me to photograph Bill and Melinda Gates and Bono as well, kind of the three of them together. And Arthur Hochstein, who was the design director of the magazine, a specific notion that he did have for the cover was to kind of make it heroic, like kind of a Mount Rushmore-ish kind of image, sort of the three of them. The tricky thing was actually keeping everybody in focus and keeping their heads all the same size, right? Because as people go back, the heads get smaller. I have one of those little teleconverters, you know, that makes a normal lens into a telephoto, doubles the focal length. So I thought it would be totally useless when it comes to something like this because you're swinging the lens and it's all off the optical axis and the light rays are getting all freaked out. But I tried it. So I used the 90mm lens with this 2x thing, so it's like having a 180 tilt shift, which I just thought, what the hell, I'll try it. And I put it on and it was fantastic. It was like razor sharp and the head stayed the same size. It was great. So that solved the focus issue, right? When we went to, and I tried that out in my apartment. I had my daughter stand in, I had my studio manager stand in to try it. Right? And then I had a backdrop painted for this, had to tape off exactly the size of the backdrop, have that made. But the tricky thing when they came to the shoot was, and this is the stuff nobody thinks about, is Bono's this tremendous presence on stage, but he's actually very short. He's a small person. And I didn't know that. He shows up for the shoot, and we had apple boxes there, and people say, oh my God, you're going to make him stand on an apple box? It's like, I think he knows he's short. Right? It's like, I think it's not like he's not going, oh, is that for me? You know, I think it's okay. So had that ready, and the notion was he was going to be the guy in front because he's the guy everybody sort of would connect with, and then we're going to have Bill Gates in the middle and Melinda Gates last. It just seemed like it would work out, except Bono's actually, even though he's small, he has this huge, like a bison head, this really big head, you know? And I mean, it's not weird, but it just, proportionally, it's big. So he looked huge compared to everybody else after all my sweating it out and trying to get the head sizes the same. So very quickly, had to switch things around, put him in the middle, up on his apple boxes, Bill Gates in front, Melinda Gates behind. And in the end, again, you get thrown a curve, but it works out for the best, because in the end, he is the emotional center of the picture, and he is the person you connect with, and he's physically in the center of the image, and that's what works out the best. And the lighting on this, again, wanted to be sort of heroic, sort of sunny lighting. I tried some things as profiles and some things straight on, but basically, coming kind of from the back, 3/4 to the back, a little bit I would say, was a narrow beam reflector. I believe it had a grid on it, and I believe it had a CTO or a half CTO on it to make it feel sunnyish. I believe there was a softbox that was, again, like 3/4 to the front. And then I had another strip softbox underneath them that's kind of giving a neat underlit fill that sort of gives them a certain kind of height and stature and a certain kind of drama, and I think it looks really nice. In the picture, really all you get a sense of is a light that's coming from the side, a little behind, that's just filled in from the bottom. It's a very simple kind of lighting setup.